My good friend Boogie2988 last night made a video in the middle of the night because of something that the CEO of Ambercombie and Finch tweeted. I think it was tweeted. Might not have been tweeted. It was a public statement anyway about the fact that he doesn't want fat people wearing his clothes. I've got a pretty happy ending to my weight loss story so far. I'm still losing weight, but I mean, look at me. Do I have any real complaints about the way I've turned out right now? I could do anything physically I really want to. I mean, shoot. I'm 296 pounds today, technically. I'm 296 pounds, but I can still climb a fence if I need to. I can jump up on top of something tall. I can run, backwards, sidestep, squat. I can do anything I want. But I still take great offense to what it is that the CEO of Ambercombie and Finch said. Because I know for a fact that the reason why he's disgusted by fat people is because of the standard cliche and stereotype that's associated with people who are overweight or people who are gravitationally challenged. They automatically assume that you just like food, that you just like to eat. And so with that, you just keep shoving the shit in your mouth because you like it. So what? I don't give a shit if I get fat. I like eating Snickers bars. I like cake. I like pizza. I like pasta. I like bread and sugar. And all the things you shouldn't eat. And I like it. And I'm eating it simply because I like it. That's the stereotype. When I was really overweight, I had a good friend of mine. And Boogie referenced a friend of his named Matt who used to really treat him really badly. Because apparently the reason why this Matt friend treated him poorly was because he was disgusted by his size and the very look of him, the very feel of him. He was repulsed to shake Boogie's hand because it was like, it was too fat and he didn't like the feel of it. He liked Boogie as a person, but he repulsed him by just his simple outward appearance. And so the cop-out answer he gave Boogie one day when Boogie cornered him and said, "What, Matt, why are you treating me this way?" And he tells him, "Well, I care about you and I want you to get better." So the response that Boogie gave to him was, the shit you do to me makes me want to eat. It doesn't make me want to get skinny. It doesn't make me want to work out. It makes me want to eat. So the reason why I just told you that backstory about Boogie's friend is because I had a friend that was large like me. He was pushing 400 pounds at one point, and I was pushing 5. We got along really well, but as fat friends tend to do, because you have something in common. Well, I had my gastric bypass surgery and I started losing weight. And after a while, even though I was 100 pounds heavier than him, I became the skinny friend. Well, something happened when he had his surgery and he got skinnier than me, and then he got really skinny. And he made a comment to me one day, and he and I are no longer acquaintances, and I will just go ahead and preface with that. He was a friend of mine who made the comment one day. We were shopping for clothes. And I had the unusual problem of everything I tried on was too big. And it was like kind of exciting, like, wow, this shirt's too big. But unfortunately, now I'm the common, overweight size, not the common obese size. I'm overweight now. So I'm the common overweight size. And I try on this shirt and I button it up. And I go, damn, this thing's too big. And he goes, don't worry, bro, you'll grow back into it. Why he chose to say that, and why that comment still sticks with me this day as being extremely hurtful, I don't know. I mean, I've had more hurtful things said to me. I've had more hurtful things physically done to me. But why that comment bothered me, I think, was because it simply came from someone close to me, and just to kind of take a knife, stick it in you, and twist it like that, it hurts. And Boogie is right. When you ridicule and treat someone poorly because of their size or because of something they do, whether it be drugs, alcohol, food, games, sex, pornography, it doesn't matter. If the approach you take with these people to try and get them to change their life for a better, healthier them, making them feel shameful, making them feel ridiculed, and making them feel put down only makes them cope with it by coping with the mechanism that is destroying them. To first understand why a person is as heavy as I was or as Boogie is, I've said it before, you have to look inside your mind. And it doesn't matter if it's food, drugs, sex, pornography, alcohol, games, the internet, gambling, shopping, it doesn't matter. There is a psychological trigger in your brain. There's a chemical that has been programmed in your brain to only feel stimulation when you supply it with the craving. The key word here is craving. Doesn't matter what it is. People only recognize those that have a food addiction because it's the most outwardly visible, destructive activity. You look at someone and they're 500 pounds, it's pretty obvious how they got to be 500 pounds. You could have walked right past a cocaine addict. You could have walked right past somebody who does heroin every single night. You could have walked past somebody who just gambled away their entire life savings and is about to lose their house and have their family and kids on the street because of the poor choices that they're making. But you single out the fat guy or the fat girl because they're easy targets. And the comments that you make about them are the comments that have been made about me, the comments that have been made about Boogie, the comments that have been made about you if you fall under that category. And the ones that you hear or the ones that you notice, what do they make you want to do? Do they make you want to say, you know, that person's right. I've been eating myself to death. Why have I been eating myself to death? Maybe I ought to just stop eating the wrong kinds of foods. That's it, I'm cured. Or do you say, well, screw that person first off. You may have been trying to quit cigarettes and you may have cut back to a half a pack a day, whatever it is. You may have been smoking 2 packs a day and now you're down to a half a pack a day. But somebody makes that hurtful comment to you about, look at that guy over there smoking his cancer sticks. Did that make you want to smoke less? I bet you the answer is no. I bet you later on that day thought about it and realized you smoked a whole pack that day. If you're overweight, I bet you ate 2 hamburgers for dinner with a large soda and fries and a Coke and maybe a pie. I know I did. I'm gonna end you with this story and why it's so easy for people to pick on fat people. I think I've already mentioned this once in a previous vlog, but I'm gonna go ahead and just tell it again. I was at a restaurant by myself at lunch, just eating my food, and I was preparing for surgery. Actually, I was already trying to lose weight. I was trying to eat the right foods. And I believe I was eating like a low-carb wrap type of sandwich and a low-carb tortilla and stuff. I mean, normally I would have been eating, Carl's Jr. double Western bacon cheeseburger with a side of chili fries, the 2 cookies for 99 cents and an extra large drink, Dr. Pepper, taking in 2,000 plus maybe 2,500 calories. Easy. But I was choosing that day to eat the right foods, or at least less damaging foods. And this person, I heard a couple of booths behind me having a conversation with their child that's probably not much older than my daughter is today, and says, you need to eat your vegetables. Do you want to end up looking like that man over there? Huh? Do you want to be fat? Do you want to grow up and be fat? You look at that man right there. And had their kid turn around and look at me and used me as an example, a fear example, to try and get their kids to do the right thing. Now I can tell you right now, my initial reaction was to call that waitress over and just order the foods I wanted anyway. My body was already destroyed. What does it matter? I'm already a negative example to everybody. People give me dirty looks. People look at me with disgust. I walk up a flight of stairs, I'm drenched in sweat. Everybody's staring at me. People constantly pointing and laughing. If you've never been that big, you don't realize just how often you are a walking punchline. My daughter today, she just turned 4. And when she sees old pictures of me, without ever giving an idea into my daughter's head, looks at the pictures and says, ha ha ha, Daddy, you were fat. She's 4. My wife and I have never once used the words fat with my daughter. We've never pointed out fat people. We've only ever tried to teach her to be right and treat people the way she wants to be treated, which is very difficult for a 4-year-old. But as you can see, society is already training our children. Being fat is disgusting, but it's too easy for everyone to just assume the reason why you're fat is because you love food. This is definitely a touchy subject. It is argued both sides of the fence, those that don't understand and those that think they don't have an addiction. If you have any sort of an addiction, you at least understand where I'm coming from. Your body and your brain and the chemical mixture that is your current makeup won't let that addiction go. For some people, that addiction just happens to be something we need every single day. I just wish you guys would think about it a little bit. And if you've ever made fun of somebody for their size or their appearance, Maybe just try and walk a little bit in their shoes. 'Cause chances are you're going to find out walking in itself is not an easy task.